This is Christopher John Bjerknes. It is April 21st, 2025. I'm working around the clock to try to save the world from the Antichrist that is coming. And I came across something really incredible today that vindicates everything I've been doing for the last 30 years, actually my entire lifetime. And it proves that my model is absolutely perfect in its predictive powers of what is coming. I perfectly understand Judaism and Christianity, and I'm the only person in the world who has done this. And my understanding is so perfect that I was able to independently reproduce the prophecies of the Jewish prophet Nostradamus and the Benedictine monk Arnold Wyon from 500 years ago as to who would be the last pope, what the last pope would represent, and what the last pope will be named. Whether this comes true or not is at this point irrelevant to the fact that my understanding of all this is perfect, and I'm the only one in the world who has done this. People like Adam Green copy me and steal my work. He's been doing it for years, but these are my insights that he's copying. And I said that they would try to restore the Roman Empire, and that the final pope would represent this restoration of the Roman Empire, and that Trump and Elon Musk have been playing along with this script on the world stage and are trying to portray America as the Amalekite, Edomite Roman Empire, which they are restoring so that they can finally and completely destroy it in the completion of the cycle of the age of Pisces, the age of Christianity. Dispensationalism identifies it as the age of Christianity, this third period of the 2,000-year period of the 6 days of creation, from the creation of Adam until the end of the present world, ushering in the messianic era of the world to come. And again, if you hear Adam Green copying all this from me, realize that's exactly what he's doing. So back in February, on the 22nd, it was apparent that the Marxist Jesuit Pope Francis was dying and would soon die and need to be replaced. And I predicted that he would be replaced by someone who would restore the Latin Mass and restore Catholicism to its Roman roots so that they could stigmatize the West and Catholics and Christians as the Edomite Romans slated in the Old Testament for complete and utter extinction, absolute extermination in the battle with the behemoth of the Eurasianists, that we are the Atlanticis of the Leviathan, and that this completion of the cycle of the age of Pisces was dependent upon the idea of restoring the Roman Empire, which adopted Christianity to bring about its own ruin, to have Christ come and destroy all the pagan religions of the world through the agency of Roman Christianity and the Roman Empire, so that the Jews could then, at the end of this cycle, usurp that empire and exterminate the Romans themselves and leave themselves standing in Jerusalem as sole heirs to the world to come, where their King Messiah, son of David, David HaMelech, would rule the world from Zion, from Jerusalem, as I've been saying over and over again, very publicly for 20 years. And I was able to prophesies, based upon my perfect understanding of Judaism and Christianity, that this final pope would be named Peter, and that he would represent the restoration back to original Rome and the Roman Empire that destroyed the temple and sent the Jews into the Roman exile. And this represents the completion of the cycle of the redemption of the punishment in the Roman exile, which redeems the Jews, allows them to be restored to Palestine, and then to take over the world, exterminate everyone else, and establish their king as king of the world, but a world consisting only of 600,000 androgynous, immortal Jews. So let's have a look at my prophecy and the prophecy of the Jew Nostradamus and the prophecy of the Benedictine monk Arnold Wyan. So back on the 22nd of February of this year, I put on my prophet's hat and I posted this on X. And again, this is part of a year's, decades, lifetimes worth of my saying that they are going to peg America and the West as Edomite Rome in order to destroy us. And this was the plan of Christianity from the beginning. I said this, I taught this to Adam Green. Adam Green is parroting and copying me. He forces me to call him out on it because he does it over and over and over again for years and years now. I wrote, if they replace Pope Francis with Cardinal Raymond Burke, American, and see my videos on Raymond Burke, I did one this morning, early this morning, and he restores the Latin Roman Mass, that would place on us the genocidal stigmata of the West as Edomite Amalekite Rome to genocide us in the end times, which are the beginning of the world to come. I wrote a whole book on the world to come, which Adam Green likes to copy. I guess that if Burke does become Pope, he will choose some form of the name Simon Peter. Anyone else care to hazard a guess? Nice yarmulkes, kippas, by the way. There you go. Paul, no Peter. I had this very strong premonition and intuition and intuitive sense that he would be named Peter because Peter was the Jewish rabbi who was the first bishop of Rome, the first pope, and that this completion of this cycle, the Ouroboros, not only of the 2,000 years period of the age of Pisces, but of the completion of the 3 ages of Taurus, Aries, and Pisces, of the 6 days of creation, which on the zodiac form one of the seasons of the 4 seasons of the zodiac, composed of 3 months, and each of those months is 2,000 years, which represents in total 6,000 years, which represent the supposed 6 days of creation. It says in Proverbs and also in the New Testament that 1,000 years, each day to God represents 1,000 years. So the 6 days of creation represents 6,000 years. And I've been writing about this and discussing it very publicly for 20 years now. And I've been ridiculed for it. When I brought this out, it was not common knowledge. I'm the man who made this common knowledge. Me and no one else made this common knowledge to the world, and I get absolutely no credit for it. And other people shamelessly copy me without mentioning my name. It's really disgusting how these low-life grifters do this to me. It's such a betrayal. But anyway, I digress. So that is what I wrote. I wrote that he would represent Rome and he would be named Peter, Peter the Rock. Simon is Peter the Rock in Hebrew. And I predicted this 2 months ago, almost to the day. And now it has come out and been widely popularized by the New York Post that there was a book, The Prophecy of the Popes, is a series of cryptic Latin phrases in the document that have been interpreted as describing the lineup of church leaders, starting with Celestine II in 1143 and ending with Peter the Roman in 2027, near the end of the tribulation. I pegged the tribulation as ending in 2030. And I said it started with the Hamas attack in, I think it was October of 2023. No, not the Hamas attack, the attack of Iran on Israel. So I wrote about Pope Peter the Roman. That was also my independent prophecy. I was not aware of this document, Prophecy of the Popes, and I was not aware of the Jew Nostradamus's prediction that it would be Peter the Roman who would be the final pope, and then we would see the Antichrist arise and the fulfillment of all prophecy and the tribulation and the apocalypse. All of this is what I've been describing for 30 years, and it just demonstrates that I understand this perfectly and my model works. Now, why is that so important? Because my model anticipates that they're about to kill us all. So everyone has to get off their ass if we want to save ourselves from this. And I've been shouting that at the world very publicly for 20 years. And hopefully you will start to pay attention to that and we can start to act en masse to put an end to this ridiculous madness which calls for our extinction. I am not doing this for entertainment or fun. I am doing this to warn you that they are planning to kill you imminently. They are planning to make your children suffer and die from horrible plagues, vicious diseases, war, famine, all the horrors that they supposedly imposed upon Egypt, but exponentially worse, because this is meant to exterminate us. Pay attention to what I am saying. They are planning to kill you and make you and yours suffer horribly. We have got to do something to stop this. My model is perfect. My model works. I've been predicting events that no one else in the world has predicted time after time, consecutively for 30 years. My record is public. My record is perfect. And I am warning you that they are coming for you to kill you, and we have to act to save ourselves. So once again, I predicted this is to restore the Roman, Edomite, Amalekite Rome of America, the Atlantis, the West, so that they can pit us against the behemoth, as the Leviathan against the behemoth of the Eurasianists of the Muslims and the Marxists of Soviet Russia and communist China. And I independently predicted that he would be named Simon the Rock, Peter the Rock. That was the prophecy. Petrus Romanus, Peter the Roman, the Rock, the Roman, that was iterated by both the Jewish prophet Nostradamus and Arnold Wyon, the Benedictine monk. This is the Wikipedia page on prophecy of the popes. Petrus Romanus. In recent times, some interpreters of prophetic literature have drawn attention to the prophecy due to its imminent conclusion. If the list of descriptions is matched on a one-to-one basis to the list of historic popes since publication, Benedict XVI, 2005 to 13, would correspond to the second to last of the papal descriptions, Gloria Olivae, glory of the olive. The longest and final verse predicts the apocalypse. Pay attention. This is not a game. They are planning to kill you and destroy all of humanity. We are at the precipice of the ruin of the human race, and nobody is doing anything to stop it. And I have been shouting and screaming and working day and night for 30 years to expose this to the world. We have got to stop this. This isn't funny. This isn't cute. This isn't a game to get clicks on the internet. This is life and death, and the enemy has slated you for death, and we are not fighting back against this existential mortal enemy who has been openly planning to exterminate us for 2,500 years. And gullible morons, billions of you, believe in all this crap and think it's necessary. We have to defend ourselves from these religious lunatics who are openly planning to exterminate us. In Persecutione Extrema, S.R.E. sedebit, Petrus Romanus, etc. in Latin. This may be translated into English thusly. In the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will sit, i.e. as bishop, i.e. as pope, Peter the Roman. Peter the Roman, who will pasture his sheep in many tribulations. They are portraying this as if it is our necessary fate to suffer horribly and be exterminated so that we may live forever. This is a lie that was created by Jews to get you to go along with their plan voluntarily and to help them along suicidally to kill us all. I have been exposing this plan for 30 years, very publicly for 20 years. Pay attention. They're coming for you. They are already killing you and destroying your genetics stealthily. They are destroying the earth stealthily. We have to stop them. War is being waged against us, a war of complete extermination. Stop helping them kill us. We need to fight back to save ourselves. Peter the Roman will pasture his sheep, in other words, lead his sheep to slaughter in many tribulations. And when these things are finished, the city of 7 hills, i.e. Rome, will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge his people. The end. The end is the judgment of the human race and the extermination of the human race, so that an abomination of 600,000 immortal androgynous Jews can replace us. That has always been their plan. That is their express plan, written plan, open plan for 2,500 years. Don't go along with it. Don't be the sheep led into the slaughterhouse by Judas goats like the Pope, like Trump, like Elon Musk. Don't get fleeced. Don't get exterminated. This is crap that was created by the Jewish people to dupe you into willingly helping them to kill us all. Several historians and interpreters note the prophecy leaves open the possibility of unlisted popes between the glory of the olive and the final pope, Peter the Roman. Why Roman? Because Rome created the Jewish exile from Judea in the Roman Empire, and that debt has to be paid. How is that debt paid? The way the Old Testament said, hundreds of years before it happened in the Septuagint, that debt is paid by our extermination. We are supposedly the reincarnation of these Romans, who are supposedly the reincarnation of Cain, who is supposedly the child of Satan, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, who is Jesus Christ, who is leading you also through the Pope, leading you into your own suicidal demise. He is the false shepherd, leading the flock into the slaughterhouse for its complete and utter extermination. In the Lignum Vitae, the line in persecutione extrema sedevit forms a separate sentence and paragraph of its own, while often read as part of the Peter the Roman entry. Other interpreters view it as a separate, incomplete sentence referring to one or more popes between the glory of the olive and Peter the Roman. And this is leading us to the apocalypse. The prophecy of the popes is a series of cryptic Latin phrases, ending with Peter the Rome, ending with the extermination of humanity near the end of the tribulation in 2027. Michel du Nostradamus, a French astrologist and soothsayer, he was a Jew from the 16th century, known as Nostradamus, 500 years ago, same thing that I've been saying, is also said to have predicted that Peter the Roman will take over, and this ends in the apocalypse. Preside over the church during a time of great and completely unnecessary and artificially staged turmoil, culminating in the destruction of Rome and the end of the papacy. Nostradamus's father's family had originally been Jewish, but had converted to Catholic Christianity a generation before Nostradamus was born. He studied at the University of Avignon, but was forced to leave just after a year when the university closed due to an outbreak of the plague. So there you have it. This has all been planned out from the beginning. It was planned out that the age of Pisces would begin with the exile of the Jews. That was planned out in Deuteronomy, in Ezekiel, in Isaiah, throughout the prophets, Zechariah, Malachi, Obadiah, this destruction of Edom, the complete extermination of the Gentiles has been the plan from the beginning, and Christianity was carefully woven into this plan and was created from whole cloth to fulfill this plan. The Jews were few in number. They had to infiltrate all the governments of the world. So they created the fiction of the prophecies as their plans to be sent into exile so that they could infiltrate all the governments of the world and subvert them. And they could steal the philosophy and the religion of the Egyptians and the Greeks and the Romans and get them to disbelieve in their own gods, whom the Jews concurrently stole, as they duped those people into worshiping Satan in the form of Jesus Christ, to ultimately come back, Christ return as the Antichrist, to be their false shepherd, to lead them into complete annihilation, complete destruction, stomp out their DNA, blot it out so that we no longer exist and are completely forgotten, and there is no trace left of us, such as if we had never ever originally existed. That is the open plan. Christianity was always a part of that plan. I've been saying this over and over again for decades. You have got to pay attention. Our lives are at stake. They are planning to imminently kill us all and to make it as horrible a death as their imagination enables them to impose upon us, so that we become scapegoats, and their gods, which they stole from our ancestors, are satisfied that justice for the sins of the Jews has been meted out on the scapegoat, which is us. We can and must bring this to an end. We need our best people to stop helping them and to join with us in opposing them. This is going to require massive military force. These people have all of the armies of the world aligned against us. We can only stop this war against us with military force, and that will require us to develop the most state-of-the-art, technologically advanced weapons to provide a deterrence against the use of nuclear, chemical, and biological and psychological warfare weapons against us. Time is running out. Their schedule calls for humanity to be completely wiped out by 2030 and for things to get really hot and heated in 2027. I have been predicting this. I have been telling you the dates, telling you the names, telling you the figureheads and the people, telling you when the wars will start, when the bombings will happen, exactly what they're planning, who the key figures will be, the interconnections of the networks and relationships of these people. I'm the only one who for 30 years has been telling you exactly what was coming and what is going to go down. And I am telling you today that we are in imminent danger of extinction, and that their open written plans and their oral traditions are exactly that they are planning to exterminate us completely. We have a right and a duty to defend ourselves from this existential attack. And if we don't do it immediately, we are doomed. I will be covering this continually, as I've been doing for 30 years. I want to thank those who have been so kind and generous as to enable me to continue this work. I've got the whole goddamn world aligned against me. I've got scumbags all over the world ripping off my work and giving me no credit and profiting from my work. But they are Judas goats who lead you nowhere. And the one thing they don't copy are my solutions. So they are working as part of a psychological warfare operation to cause chaos among you, to make you demoralized, and to cripple you with fear so that you do nothing to promote infighting amongst each other so that we get nowhere. We have got to organize and create a military with the most advanced weapons in the world, with squads of people who can fight back against this attack on our lives, against this attack on our children, against this attack on everything human. And it has to happen now. May my prophecies of what comes should we fail in this task not come true, as all my prophecies have thus far come true. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see all you good people next time. There will be a day when there will be no next time if we do not stop this immediately.